and it spells dog's life backwards. That's only because when I went to Maui, it really sprung from, during that time that I was in corporate America and I was enslaved to the system, and at the end of every night I'd be crying myself like, this is not what I came here to do. This really is not why I'm here. This is not my mission. I want to be of service to animals on a global scale. And that was my mantra. How do I be of service to animals on a global scale? How do I make a difference for animals on a global scale? I kept saying it over and over again in my head. And the thing is I just really thought I was going to be a great dog trainer. Like, I, at one point, just quit my job and became a dog trainer for a year and a half before I moved to Maui. And I thought that was it. But, you know, when we start saying big dreams like that, like, how do I be of service on a global scale, Source Creator finds a way to work in and through us, and use us as vehicles, right? So that's really, we're animals, us humans. So that was really my path. And by the way, there were two other things I had in my mantra over and over again. One was that I wanted God to be my boss. And the other was that I wanted the truth of everything, no matter what. I always wanted the truth. So anyway, that's kind of how I ended up in Maui and how I ended up getting back here after those 2 years. It was so intense, and I realized I was kind of ready to come back. And since then, I started this business, Ethos God. So with that, I lead regular manifestation and healing circles. I also, obviously, I do intuitive reads and animal communication sessions, and I work with people individually and in groups and teach them to do what I do. But these manifestation and healing circles that we do are incredibly powerful. So I want to give you some examples of some of the things that people have experienced while doing the circles. And again, you guys will have an opportunity to experience this, and we'll go through what it is. But does anyone know what manifestation is? Is anyone like really aware of what it is, what the process is? Anybody? Okay, awesome. All right, so the way that I do them is a little different than the way a lot of people do them, but let me walk you through the process. First of all, the way I teach it is in a six-step process. So you don't have to like remember and get all heady about it, but the process of manifestation, do you guys know like what it is, manifestation? Are you guys familiar with this? It's really about really using the laws of energy to create the reality that we want to experience and to actualize things that we want to have, know, see, perceive, realize, incorporate in our lives into our reality. Make sense? So this whole idea about manifestation is just, it's like a process of working with the laws of the universe, the laws of spirit, source, creator, so that we're in alignment with spirit, source, creator, those are the words I use, so that we're in alignment with it and we're basically learning its language. Because up until now, we've just been speaking English and French and Italian, and we're not paying attention to the laws of energy. Spirit, source, speaks the language of energy. It's a universal language. It's a language of love. So when we get in alignment with that and we practice this process of manifesting, then we get to actualize what we want and really have all of our dreams, goals, and desires come true, right? Because we're in alignment with Source. Make sense? Okay, beautiful. So, whoa. That's really interesting. Did somebody do that?
I don't know what that is.
That really is kind of interesting. Okay, so, all right, so this process of manifestation, first let me say this. We're all manifesting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And no matter what, we're always manifesting. Everything we think, everything we feel, every action we take, everything we're manifesting, and it's being created in our physical reality. So the thing is that up until now, we've been doing it totally unconsciously. We have thoughts, things happen, we can't understand, we don't know how it happened, or we blame someone else, someone outside of us, they did this to me, or my boss did that, but we don't realize that we are 100% responsible for every single thing that has ever happened to us, ever has and ever will. And the only thing that 100% responsibility is sometimes feels like a burden. We'd rather blame it. We've been trained in our society to blame it. But in fact, what it's really about is when we start to take responsibility, that's when we can make the change, right, for the better. That's what manifestation's really about. It's taking ownership and taking responsibility for creating the life that we really, truly desire. Make sense? Okay, good. So where do I want to go next with this before I go into all the steps? I want to give you some, as I mentioned, some real tangible evidence about how this manifestation has worked for other people, so you can hear some amazing examples. And I definitely want to lead you through the process. But before that, I think what I'd like to do is let's talk a little bit about prosperity and abundance, since that's a major part of the topic, right? Yeah. So who here is feeling like you're really living your life, your most prosperous self? Anybody? Okay, cool. So we're all in the right place. Woo! All right, so with that, then that means there's some part of us that's in an energy of wanting more, right? So what does the energy of wanting more feel like? It feels like I want, but I don't have, right? Isn't that what it feels like? So let me ask you this. Where does your abundance come from? Let's start with money, since money's a great way to measure abundance. Where does it come from? Where does your money come from? Work. Where does, anyone else? Lawyer? Yeah, that's right. See, we think that our money comes from work. We think that our money comes from our job, our 401k, our stock market, the government, the IRA, the FDS, I don't even know, the SSS, the Social Security. No, that's not where it comes from. It doesn't come from your dad. It doesn't come from your sister, your mom, your pension. No, it comes from your alignment with Source. And once we start to realize that, no person on TV can tell us there's not enough, and there's lack, and there's limitation, because that's all a lie. That's based in a poverty mentality, and it's based in concepts of separation. And it's up to us to change within so that we can change our experience outward. So that's the first thing. It's the recognition that everything comes from our connection with Source. So anywhere where we're feeling like we're not living our most prosperous, abundant life, that means we're out of alignment. So why I combine the manifestation process with the healing process, which you guys will experience in here, is so that you can feel that sense, that sensation of being in alignment. It shifts everything. Because when you get into alignment, you start going, oh man, this is awesome. I can have what I want for sure. Yes. Okay. So if everything comes from Source, then how do we get that connection so that we can always have that knowing? Let's talk about this. Let's go to the manifestation and the money part, the prosperity and the money part first. So think of it this way. If everything comes from Source, there are some basic rules about working with Source before we even go into a manifestation process. So here's the first one, and I'm going to give you guys homework to do tonight or this weekend. I want you to get what I call a tithing journal. And we're going to practice something called tithing. And before we even go into that, I want you to get out some kind of money journal or piece of paper. And on the front of the paper, I want you to write down everywhere you've made your money into a monster. Everywhere you've created a bad relationship with money. Everywhere you thought that money was bad, money was evil. Money did something wrong. Rich people have money and they're all bad. They're all corrupt. Everything you've ever made, you've assimilated that money was somehow evil or bad or corrupt. There wasn't enough. Money doesn't grow on trees. There's not enough to go around. Oh, there's a deficit. That's a lie. All that stuff that you've made bad or wrong about money. My father died, and when he died, he didn't have any money, so that's my plight. I have bad karma. Write it down, whatever it is. And if you don't know what it is, ask. Look at the money and say, where have I made you wrong? What have I done to you to make you my enemy? You're a monster to me. How can I find out what it is that I need to clear and resolve so that I can get in alignment and turn you into my money angel? So first, on the first page, that's all it is. You're literally making an intention that you are going to transform your relationship with money forever. And you're going to recognize that the truth is there's consciousness in everything, right? We all know that. If we're all light workers here, we totally get there's consciousness everywhere, in everyone, everything, no matter what, no matter where. So that means there's consciousness in money. So if we've made money a monster, the only way to clear up the relationship is to have it out, right? Sit down with your money and make sense of it. Like, in other words, where did I make you bad and wrong? And how have I made you a monster? And after you get all that out, and you can take as much time as you need to, I want you to flip the page over or in another page in the journal, and I want you to just start writing, how would money behave if it was your best friend or an angel? And start thinking, like, just let it come to you, because really we're all intuitive, we're all psychic, we all have that inner knowing. So just let it start to come to you. What would an angel, if it was a money angel, say to you? If it was your best friend, how would it treat you? You wouldn't tell your best friend, get out of here, you're a monster, I don't want to talk to you, you're bad, you're corrupt. No, because then it wouldn't be your best friend. It would just go away. You wouldn't be like, oh my God, I don't want to put you down because there's not enough. You'd be like, best friend, you're awesome. Go out and play, have a good time, come back to me. Later this week, when you're all jazzed up, come back to me and bring some more friends with you. I'll have some more. Go out and play, touch everybody, have a good time, spread some joy, circulate, right? So if you want money to be around you, you have to make money your friend. You have to make money want to be your angel and ask your money, the consciousness and the money, where do you want me to play with you? What do you want me to do with you? How can we make best friends? How can we get into a great partnership here? How can you be my angel? Tell me what to do with you and where to put you or where to play with you, how to spend and circulate you. Stop thinking of yourself as a consumer and a spender. By the way, you're not. You're a circulator, right? So, okay, so once you got this money monster, money angel thing, and you don't have to rush through this, you're creating a new relationship with money, right? Start talking to your money. I don't mean to like worship your money. It's not God itself, but it is an aspect of God. It's an aspect of Creator. It's part of what Creator created through us, with us. So let's make friends with it, right? Make peace with it. Okay, so once you do that, then I also want you to, in that money journal or on another piece of paper, take out a list and write down everything you would like to have. Everything. It doesn't matter what it is. And when you write it, I don't want you to write it with this energy of, I want this, but I can't afford it. No, I just want you to write it as a love letter to Source, Creator, God. Like, I would really love this house. And this house is maybe going to cost, $500,000. And I don't need it this moment. I just one day would love to have it. When the time is right, divine timing. Or I would really love this crystal stone, and it's $125. I really love this saltwater swimming pool in my backyard. Whatever it is, right? Because you're in a playground here. This is Source's playground, Creator's playground, where we get to play. So you're writing a list like a love letter to God that in time, these are things you'd like to have. Not that you want them now, not with an energy of want, with an energy of I'm just playing here. These are things I'd like to play with, okay? So as you write that down, then what I want you to do after you get through all that, whether it's 10 pages, 100 pages, the whole book, go through that list of all the things you want with your money and then decide what one thing you're ready to have next. Just one. Because you have to be ready to receive it before you can have it. So the idea is to get yourself in the point of view that you could be ready to receive. Right? Okay, so we're not even going for the having of it yet. We're just getting it clear. Then what I want you to start doing, the next part of the homework, is to start thinking about it like, well, what does it feel like to have money? See, here's the thing. We're all about using our money because we want something that we don't think we have. But you know what we really want? We just want to have money. Like, what would it be? Why are we always so busy spending our money? Like, what does it feel like to have money? So let yourself start having some money. How do you do that? Let's say you have $1 in your wallet. Whatever the dollar is, $20, doesn't matter. Take it around and start spending it without spending it. Did anyone ever do that? Isn't that fun? Yeah. So you start spending your money without spending it, and that shifts your energy. It shifts the energy entirely to, I could have that. I could buy that right now. And then it's like, wow, I have so much. It totally shifts the energy around lack and limitation to abundance and prosperity right there. Because you understand everything's energy. Money's energy, right? So when we think about this concept of being not prosperous or not abundant or lacking, it's because we're tuning into the channel on like the dial that says not enough. But the energy of prosperity is right here, right now. And it's just a matter of vibrating energetically, being in harmony with that energy. Does that make sense? So how do you switch that? You just start imagining spending money without actually spending it. And then also start practicing what it feels like to go into a store and walk out saying no to the thing and yes to having the money. That's really powerful. When you could just look at something and go, beautiful, amazing dress that I absolutely love, $200. I love that dress, but I think I'll just have the money. That shifts everything. I mean, try it. It's really powerful. I want to tell you, just a little caveat, side note. When I was in Maui, I really did lose everything. There was a point where we didn't have enough money to pay for our food. I remember going to, my father he was concerned about me, and he had arranged for me to go get a health checkup because I was under so much stress and duress there. And I was sitting outside waiting for the doctor to be ready for me, and there were 8 pennies on the ground. And I remember picking them up and saying, thank God for these 8 pennies. That was all I had. So, I mean, I really know that this whole thing works, but the whole thing about just shifting the energy is really, because prosperity is an inside job first, right? Okay. All right, so you're going to redo your relationship with money, right? Change it from all about money monster to money angel. Then you're going to start writing a list of all the things when you're ready you would like to have. Then you're going to focus on just one thing, one small thing that you're ready to receive first, right? Because Source can't give it to us if we're not allowing ourselves to receive it, right? So then we're going to go out and start playing and realizing how powerful we are just to go into a store and buy things with the energy of I have it, I can buy that right now, I can buy it. Even if all you have is a $1 bill, and you go in to the 99-cent store, you're still playing with the same energy. You see? I can get that. I can get that. I have it. I have it. I have it. Now you're in the energy of have, right? Okay, so the next thing after that is that I want you to start taking the money that you have. I also said go in the store and walk out on something. Decide to keep your money. Because really, part of your idea is to have money, not just to have stuff, right? Making sense for everybody? Okay. So then the next thing that's a homework that you can do is, I want to get to the tithe book, but there was one other thing. Oh yeah, practice sending the money out with joy. So you go out and you're buying your groceries or whatever it is you're buying. When you put the money down like this. Money, I love you. Thank you for being mine. Thank you. I am so grateful to you. Money, consciousness in the money, Creator God, that I have this money to buy this thing. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Go out and play, circulate, touch a million hands. Like, give that money a blessing of your kind with the energy of like, thank you, I love you. Go out, play, have fun. By the way, I do this all the time out loud. I go in stores, and I'm like, thank you, money, for being mine. Woo-hoo, go out and have fun. Play, circulate. And the person behind the cash register is always like, sometimes at first they're like, is she nuts? Is this woman crazy? And I'm like, try it, it works. And then before you know it, that person behind the cash register, they just got like excited. They just got a jolt of joy. And now you've got 2 people bringing joy around money. The energy of joy. 2 people together, that amplifies it, right? So just practice it, it's fun. Be a joy spreader with your money. Then when you do that, also tell the money, practice this, it's really fun. Tell it to go out. If you put $1 down, whatever it is, say, go out, have fun. Come back to me times 10 before the end of the week in an unexpected and joyful way. Practice that. It works. It really works. Now, here's another thing you can do is when you go to sleep at night, you can ask does everybody here resonate with some kind of angel or light being or Mother Mary or someone? Okay. You don't even have to resonate with someone in particular. You could just say money angels and abundance angels. They are real. They do exist. Science just calls angels electromagnetic particles of light with innate intelligence, by the way. I think it's a lot easier just to say angel. But it's okay. You say potato, I say potato. It's all good. So you call in your money angels before you go to bed at night, and you say, money angels, prosperity angels, send me some unexpected, joyful money this week. Thank you. And let it go. Watch. Just watch it work. Because these angels, most of the time, they're just like walking around like without bodies, just like twiddling their non-physical fingers, waiting for us to ask them for help, right? Because that's kind of what they're around here to do, is like participate in a non-physical way. So anyway, okay. So you can ask them for that and then watch it. Now, here's the thing. This is the part about receiving, and then we'll get into the tithing part. The thing about receiving, this is what's really important with money and prosperity. Most people don't know how to receive. We've been programmed through lifetimes, and God knows how many centuries of that we're not worthy, we're not good enough, we don't have value. We shouldn't take, we shouldn't receive, say no, 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 be afraid. Oh my, someone's trying to hand me money. Oh no, I can't possibly. So you have to start opening up to receiving, right? We all do. Receiving is when we go yes. Whoever saw that movie, Jim Carrey, with the Yes Man? That whole movie's about learning how to say yes. I mean, it's fabulous in that sense. Like when somebody says to you, I'll give you a perfect example. I got my hair done the other day, the hairdresser, and she was so amazing. Like, I just love her so much. And at the end, I wanted to give her cash, and I wanted to give her a bigger tip, but I didn't have enough to tip her more in cash. And she's like, I'm like, get here, I'll give you the credit card and give you the tip in cash. No, I don't want the credit card. I don't want the credit card. I don't want more tip. It's fine. Just give me cash. So both of us are, no, I got to give you more. And she's like, no, it's enough. It's like we're both saying no to receiving, because she's giving me a gift of saying, just your presence was such a gift to me, Lori. You don't have to give me a bigger tip. And I'm saying no, like to someone who's saying, they're giving me a gift of that's plenty. Isn't that funny? We say no so many times. I want you to start paying attention, if you will, to how many times you're saying no to gifts. Because how can Source give you anything if you're blocking it by saying no? So become a receiver. And receivers say yes. Receivers say, yeah, that would be great. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Sure, I'd love that. Thank you. Right? And what does the energy of receiving feel like? It feels so water, so ocean is receiving, like so feminine. It's the divine feminine within us. Make sense? So start thinking about how you can become a better receiver in your life. One of them is obviously, an obvious way. Does anyone know? Practice gratitude. We all know that, right? That's like 101 for us here. So another thing then, practice gratitude. So in that money journal or that abundance journal or on another piece of paper, start practicing the things you have that are making you abundant and that really add to your abundance and your prosperity in your life. Like, we don't always think about that. Like, when I was picking up those 8 pennies in Maui, I mean, a few years earlier, I wouldn't have picked up 8 pennies saying thank you. Believe me. I mean, I was like, what? I only have $50 in my wallet? Like that's our attitude. Do you only have $50 or do you have $50? Like, which is it? You know what I mean? So the gratitude goes, I have $50 in my wallet. Woohoo! I'm going out and having a party. But the lack goes, oh, I only have $50. It's not enough. I can't go to the Conscious Life Expo this weekend. I can't pay for parking. I don't have enough. Right? But you have to be in alignment with the energy of money before the energy of money can come to you. Otherwise, law of attraction, you're not going to attract it to you. You're not going to be it. You are it, right? You have to become that energy. All right. Okay, so we're going to go to the tithe part. So you practice gratitude, but that's part of the tithing. So I just do want to say this thing. The thing about prosperity and money, we have been trained in our society to think of it like this, like, I don't have enough, so I better cut back. I just lost my job. I have to cut back. There's a poverty amount. Let's cut back. That is not how it works. You have to, I'm saying you have to, but I mean all of us, we have to start seeing it sort of more like the water. Turn the water on, it can flow. Turn the water off, it can't flow anymore. So we have to keep it in circulation with intelligence about the way we do that. Okay, so here's the intelligence part. There's a process called tithing. Who knows what tithing is? Awesome. So does anyone want to share how you tithe? If you tithe, what your concept is of tithing? Does anybody want to share?
Well, and I'm not a churchgoer anymore, but everyone knows like with like your 10% of your income. But now what I do, and my friend Lisa does, is we get gold coins like you get it from the post office machine. And if we see somebody that's homeless, or we just see somebody that we feel like we want to give the gold coin to, we give it to them, anybody. It could even just be someone in a grocery store line. It's just something that we do.
Awesome. Beautiful. Fabulous. Okay, so tithing did, I heard you say you're not a churchgoer anymore. Tithing did, as far as I know, originate in religious organizations. And that's where tithing came from. There actually is, I'm not a religious person at all, but there is a quote in the Bible, Malachi, I don't remember the quote, but it says, prove me now, and it's all about take all the tithes to the church. and prove me now. This is God saying, as far as I know, it's the only place in the Bible. I don't know, I'm not a religious person, so don't quote me on this, but it definitely is where God says, prove me, give me your tithes, trust me, and watch me prove myself to you, is basically the promise of God. So that's, as far as I know, where tithing originated, but it's not really about religion at all. It's based on the concept of energy. So here's the thing with tithing. You get out a book, a separate book. I keep a tithing book. Every dollar that comes into you, whether it's 10 cents that you find down the street, whether it's your paycheck, your IRS payment, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, whether it's a gift of financial money, you write it down. So in the first column, you write down the date. When did it come? The second column, you write down the gross amount. The third column, you write down the net amount. The next column, who did it come from? And the next column, what was it for? Then in the next column, you write down tithe. Okay, tithe means 10%, as you, Lisa, right? Lisa? Oh, Teresa, I'm sorry. So as you said, it's tithe, literally, if you look up the definition, it means 10%. So of your your gross amount, you're going to take 10% right off the top, and you're going to start tithing it. Now, let me tell you how I do the tithe, because I feel like tithing alone, it's good, but when you amplify it, it works even more. So what I do with the tithe is, it's not something you give to charity. A tithe is a gift to God. God is not in scarcity. So I'm not telling you don't give to charity that you believe in. I'm telling you this is for God. This is God's money. So, because God is your delivery. God is your source, creator God, right? So you take that 10% off the gross amount before anything else, and you write it down in your tithe book, and then take it in your hands. The way I do it is I go and I sit in the mirror and I tithe it. If you're really feeling poor at first, or like you feel like you really want to build up your abundance, at first tithe it to the church of you, the church of you. Later you can circulate it a little more, right? If you don't feel as much in the circulation, but I tell you that when you circulate it out, it comes back even greater. So let me get more specific. You take that money, that 10%. The way I do it in my house, my bathroom, my toilet sits right in front of a mirror. I sit on the top of the toilet. I go, thank you, God, for this money. Thank you, Source Creator God. Thank you to the money angels. Thank you to the prosperity angels. Thank you to Abundantia. She's an angel of abundance. You can thank anyone you want. Thank you to my own high self. I look in the mirror. Thank you, Lori, for the work that you do that allows me to do this work. Thank you, Creator God, for this money. Thank you so much that I have this, that I get to do my work, that I get to live abundantly and prosperously. I'm so grateful. And then that money goes into an envelope and into a safe deposit box or somewhere safe under your pillow or under your mattress. Don't give it to the bank. Don't put it somewhere. It's your money. It's God's money. You cannot spend it. But here's the thing. God knows how to share. So you could play with it whenever you're not feeling really abundant. You could take it out. You can listen to the sound of it. You can enjoy it. You can make friends with it. You can play with it. You can see how incredibly abundant you are, because if you do that for a very short period of time, before you know it, you're going to have stacks of it. Here's why. So once you do that 10% tithe to the church of you, it goes in somewhere safe that you know will not be touched by anybody. Nobody else can get their hands on it except you and God, you and your source. Then what you do is, after that, you watch. Now, you don't tithe because you get money back, because that's manipulation. It doesn't work that way. But the laws of the universe dictate what you send out comes back to you in equal or greater force. That's a universal law. What kind of law? Does anyone know any other name for that law? Reciprocity, karma. It's the same law. What you send out comes back to you in equal or greater force. So everything, that counts everything, even money. So even if you're tithing out to God, it's going to come back to you in equal or greater force, right? So once you start that, you just let yourself go back to that energy of receiving. The energy of receiving. Okay, I'm ready to receive some. I don't know how. I don't need to know how. That's up to Source. Source is my provider. I'm going to go to work. Maybe I'm going to get a raise. Who knows? Maybe I'm going to get a new job with even more money. Maybe I'm going to find $50 on the street. What do I know? I'm just open to receiving. You see? So this practice really does work. Now, once again, I just say this. I was telling my sister this the other day. I went to this Agape Spiritual Center in Los Angeles, if you're familiar with that, and I always tithe in there because I really enjoy the services. I just love to be in the energy and the singing, and it's really beautiful. So I did the tithe, and I'm so excited because I had gotten a new client that day, and I had money to tithe, a good tithe, and I put it in there. I think that day I put $40 in there. And I know we don't really talk about money in our community, but in our society, but anyway, this is what, within 24 hours of that, putting $40 in there, I had a new payment that came in from a client for $1,500. Within 24 hours. Then, within another 24 hours, I had another client paid me for $800. Then, within less than 24 hours, I had 3 people sign up for new classes. I teach an animal communication class, a psychic development class, and I had 3 new people paying me for those classes within a week of that tithe. Now, I think it works. Go out and try it. It wasn't like that in Hawaii. I wasn't doing that stuff when I was in Maui. I was picking up 8 pennies. But that's how I learned it. So see if that all works for you and start practicing it and see that shift start to happen. And really, the big thing around this, and then we're going to move into the manifestation part, is the big thing around this is really the energy. That really is. It's the intention and the energy, because the energy of abundance feels like this. Yes, right? Doesn't it? God, yes. Oh my God, yes, yes, yes. And the energy of lack and not enough and limitation feels like this. Right? Doesn't it? So your own inner compass knows the answer to that. Your own inner thermometer knows. You don't have to be abundant to let yourself feel like this. You could just practice with $1 in the 99-cent store to feel like this. I could buy that, I could buy that, I could buy that. Yes, right? That's your inner compass. You have control over the energy of your body. And if you do that in combination with all these other steps, I mean, I can't make you a guarantee, but I guarantee you it's going to shift it for you. It shifts, it works, it's real. These are the laws of the universe we're working with here. They're unbendable laws. Law of circulation, law of attraction, law of radiation. What you radiate out comes back to you. Law of abundance, law of prosperity, all those things. Okay. All right, so that's that whole part. Anyone have any questions or comments or on any of that so far? Do you guys find that helpful? Yeah? Okay, awesome. Good, thank you. Love that. Yeah. Oh, no. No. Let me, thank you for asking. That's awesome. Thank you, Teresa. So it's not that I don't ever spend the money. I don't ever spend God's 10%. That's God's money. You don't want to spend that. But you could play with it and look at it. When you're starting to think you have no money, go look in that envelope and see how much $1 bill turns into like this thick. Happens pretty fast when you're tithing. The thing is, what most people think is, with that whole tithing thing, is they immediately go to this place of, well, I don't even have enough to pay the bills right now. I can't tithe. And what I'm saying is, if you tithe right off the top and you do it like this in front of the mirror, God the divine, I don't know how the rest of the money's going to show up, but this is my faith in you. This I am tithing to you. I am acknowledging you as my source. So you make that money show up because I'm doing my part. And source does. It really does. Just be aware of your energy, because your energy can't be fear energy. Your energy has to be abundance, flow, receiving. You see? Let source figure out the how. That is not our job. We are the physical creators in this reality. Source is the co-creator. We create with source. So source handles the how. We just move forward, going, this is what I'm doing. Making it happen, right? So you don't spend the 10%. But the rest of your money, these are the laws. This is the other part. Don't ever spend what you don't have. Only spend what you have. And with the balance, the 90%, the way I do it is, I allocate X% for my living expenses, X% for savings, X% for fun, food, gas, I allocate it. And I put it in those kind of piles pretty much, and I know what goes to what. Anything left over is frivolous money. Then I can do whatever. And I also want to tell you one other thing that really, really helps. I did this with my sister once. I do this from time to time. It's really fun. I take out a $1 bill. I write the words in-joy on the $1 bill, and I leave it somewhere. And I just say, source, let someone find it, because I'm so abundant. It's so much fun to do this. And when you do that, like $10 comes back to you the next day. You can't outgive God. You cannot outgive God. You've heard that before, right? Yeah. Start practicing it. It's so much fun. And don't practice it with fear. Practice it with like, I am trusting. I'm trusting. Because this is the new language of our reality. You get it. That's the shift. That's what the whole shift of consciousness is. That we have to become more conscious about everything we do and not be manipulated and controlled by things like the media, the government, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We have to start going within and knowing, using our inner compass, right? So when you're feeling good and in flow, that is the channel of lifestyles of the rich and famous. When you're feeling like fear and worry and doubt, that's the channel of, what's an example of that channel? You know, I don't have enough, lack, poverty channel. Right? So your job is to be tuned in to lifestyles of the rich and famous in the energy of your body so that you're always in flow and receiving and feeling good. And when you're not, that's when you just go hang out and put your head under the covers for a day and pray to your angels to help you change your energy for the night and do some healing on you for the night and wake up feeling more excited and enthusiastic. You ask them to help you with that. Make sense? Yeah. Okay, beautiful. All right, so let's go to this whole thing about manifestation and the process. And, okay. So, you know what okay, so right now it's 22. I just want to make sure I have enough time. Okay, good. So this whole process of manifestation, this is the way I do manifestation. And I know everybody sort of, Wayne Dyer teaches it. Lots of people teach different processes. Mine is pretty simple. I just say you set the intention. What's your intention? What is it you want to have? See, know, perceive, realize, experience, understand. What's your intention? Because that's your driving, that's your steering wheel, right? You're driving the car, and Source is going to lay out the road in front of you, clear the way for you. And at the end of the road is the golden, the prize, right? So you said, okay, I'm going to have this, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to be this, I'm going to experience this, whatever it is. You set that intention. It is my full and complete intention for this to happen. Source, show me the way. Clear the way, make it happen. So that's the first step, intention. Okay, second step, when we're aligning with the laws of the universe, okay, does anyone know what the second step would be, by the way? That is a step, but not yet. What? Take a stand? Take a step? Yeah, okay, but in the manifestation process, this is a process where we're aligning with Source. So you're right. That is absolutely. That's actually the last step. But really, the second step, the way you want to. That's more like step 3. So yes, okay. Step 2 is a visual. You visualize it. Why? Think of it this way. You see, we know this is true scientifically, and I don't want to go all off on a tangent on this, but we're actually existing in it. This is a dream, right? Do we know that? Does everybody in here know this is really a dream? This whole thing, and the way science explains that is that we're in a holographic image. That's all of this is just a big hologram. We think we're real. We think it's all solid. It's not. It's just energy. Everywhere energy connecting you and I, energy connecting you guys. Everywhere, we're all connected through energy that we can't actually see with our eyes because they're filters, lenses. So in this holodeck of energy moving in constant flow, we are actually being watched by Creator. The vision of Creator. We're all the vision of Creator. Creator's dream. The dream. So in this dream, if Source is watching us, then when we are visualizing that which we intend to manifest, we suddenly align with Source by creating the vision of it with and for Source as co-creators with Source. Does that make sense? So you want to get this vision in your mind. Now, this is why, who's heard of vision boards? Yeah. That's why they tell you to do vision boards, because it's a part of manifestation. You create that vision board. You wake up out of bed. If you want a divine, compatible soulmate partner, you see the picture of the couple kissing and being in love. You wake up the second, you look at it, you're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to have that. Helps you manifest it, right? Vision boards work. They're just only not enough on their own, because if you look at them long enough, they can really frustrate you if you're not getting what you want. So, intention, number 1. Visualize, number 2. You can use vision boards. You can use movies. There's some companies, Mind Movies, where they make the movies for you. Or you can just really get good at visualizing it. Like, I could see myself swimming in a saltwater swimming pool every day of the week. I could feel it and create it in my mind. That's what you're doing. Step 2. Make sense? Okay. step 3. Somebody said it before. Does anyone know? Later. No, well, that's later. Feel it. Who said that? Yes, feel it. Why? Why do we feel it? Yes, because this is it. Everything's energy. So you want everything based on the laws of the universe. If you're going to radiate some energy out that's going to be attracted to you, you want to create that energy in your body. It's the fuel of the car. It's the vehicle that's going to take your manifestation and create it into reality. You got to start feeling it. You got to use all of that body to start feeling. What would it feel like? What would it feel like to have it? It'll feel really freaking awesome. It's going to feel really good. I'm so excited. That energy, you see that in my body? You see that happen? That's what you want to pull in. You harness that power in your body by getting excited about it. What would it feel like to have that raise? What would it feel like to get promoted? What would it feel like to have a new job, a new lover, a new partner, a new home, a new boss, a new whatever? Right? That's the fuel. Okay, so that's step 3. Okay, step 4. It was said before, but now I don't remember. Does anyone want? What was your? You let it go. Who said that?
Let it go.
Yeah, you let it go in gratitude. You let it go in gratitude, knowing. Someone said you know it, right? You know that it's done. So you have the intention, you get the vision, you start to visualize it, you start to feel really excited about it, you build up the fuel, you're like, I'm going to have this, yes, I can see it, I'm so excited, I can see it in my mind, it's so real, I'm creating it right now, I'm co-creating it with Source. Thank you. Thank you, I'm so excited. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now you just created all that energy, it's out there, it's energy. It's in part of the quantum field of all that is. Now Source, which is the divine intelligence that runs in and through us, everywhere, in everyone, everything, the field of intelligence can start to pull that together for you and create it, co-create it with you. Make sense? So you let it go. Okay, now, what's the next step after you let it go in gratitude? Yes, you have to be open to receiving, for sure. And anyone else? Anything else?
You have to believe.
Well, I think that's open to receive. That's absolutely, you're right. But it's actually taking some kind of action is the next step, really. Because let's say you want a new job. Let's just use that as an example. Or you want a new divine, compatible, romantic, twin flame soulmate. Or you want a new home. Well, the home is not going to fall right there in front of you. You kind of have to go do some house shopping. You got to call a realtor. You got to, if you want a new job, you might have to put some resumes together. It might not take that much action. It might just be like you have to go to get yourself to a party where somebody goes, oh, they just had an opening in my department. See? Oh my God, really? I just manifested that. Make sense? So you have to take some action, and when you do the action, do it with intention, with your intention. Like, okay, Creator, I'm taking my part. I'm going for it. Now, here's what most people do. When it comes to the action, they suddenly start to go, okay, well, I sent out the resumes. I'm not hearing anything. It's not working. Nobody's calling me. I'm afraid it's not going to work. I'm afraid it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. I do it too. But you know what? It doesn't really matter because that's energy too. So now we're just going to block it all away from us. So the thing is to hold the energy of certainty. So when that stuff starts to come up, and believe me, it comes up for me too. It comes up, especially those things you want most. The time to do with that is to really to do some kind of healing, to go out and pray, to go run, to let go of it, forget about it for a while, and then come back when you're feeling more empowered. Or else start to master your own energy. This is really the new reality that we are moving into. It's no longer about the overactive left brain. It's now going to be about the energy of the body, the connection of the mind and the heart. So the master of the energy is, okay, I might be afraid. I see fear coming up. I see worry. I see doubt coming up. Thank you. Get out of here. I appreciate you. I love you. You're an energy. But you know what? No place here. I'm moving forward. This is the mastery of the self, right? Because that stuff comes up. But here's the beauty. When the fear and the worry and the doubt come up, that means you're right at the front door. It really does. Because they hold the keys. They hold the keys to what you want. And they just want to make sure you're really ready to have it. So when that fear comes up, it's time for you to go, get out of my way, give me the keys, I'm going through. Right? We don't think that because we let the fear take us over because we live in a fear-based society, which is just a bunch of bullshit anyway, right? It's crazy. It's just energy. Sorry for my cursing. Okay, so that's the time to take that energy and really transmute it, step into your mastery, right? And if you can't, if you feel like you can and you're overwhelmed, and like I said, those are the times you call up your sister crying, or you run to the beach and you go dunk yourself in the water and you say, take this from me. I don't need it. It's not real. Or you go play basketball and sweat it off, or you do something that's not about the thing that you're trying to manifest, because you don't need to do that. That's just part of the human experience, right? You don't need that stuff. You want to transmute that. Make sense? Okay. So let's go over the steps again. First one is intention. Second one is visualizing. Third step, feeling. Fourth step, letting go with gratitude. Next step, take action. Right. Now, and you move forward trusting. I feel like I'm missing one because I do this all the time, and for some reason I have 6 in my head. Intention, visualizing, feeling, letting go, gratitude, and knowing, action. I guess that's why. So we said it all. Okay. So this process here, whether you're doing it or not consciously, you're already doing it. So the key is to start doing it consciously with this practice and this deliberateness so that you can start having the things you want. Okay, now with that, I said I was going to tell you some examples, and then I want to talk to the healing part and why the way that we're going to do it, we're going to do a circle in here today, if you guys are up for it. But the way that we do it is even more powerful than what I've already said, the steps, because those steps alone, they're great, but when we start amplifying it with energy, it changes everything, shifts everything. But let me just give you some examples. These manifestation circles that I lead. I call them manifestation and healing circles because we do theta healing. Does anyone know what theta healing is? Okay, I'm a theta healer. I'll explain that in a second. So here's some examples. I had a person, this one gentleman, his name is Jerry. I met him at the Conscious Life Expo probably 3 years ago. I don't know. I was speaking on manifestation. And he came to one of my circles. The first time he came, I mean, he came over and over again, but the first time he came, he's like, I just want to manifest $10,000. I'm like, cool, awesome, nothing wrong with that. Like, we're here to play. So we do the manifestation circle. 2 days later, he emails me, and he says, Lori, I have a $10,000 check in my hand that I didn't know I was going to have 2 days ago. I'm like, woohoo! Awesome! Do it again. He's like, I'm going to do it again. I'm like, do it again. 2 days later, he emails me again. I got another $10,000 check in my hand that I didn't know. That's amazing, right? This is real. Now, I want to give you another example. I had a woman came to me. She's one of my clients, regular clients, and she was like, okay, I really need $50,000 to save my business. It's going under, and I would like $50,000 to have some fun, redecorate my house, take a vacation. She's like, can I do that? I'm like, yeah, for sure. See, we think, oh, by the way, let me just say this. We think of $50,000 or $100,000 or $1 million as a lot of money, right? Don't you? But it's really to source no different from a penny. It's just another kind of energy exchange. So we think of it like that's so much and so impossible. But if we could shift our point of view to be like, it's really to source's point of view, source creator's perspective, it's just different kinds of energy. It's not more or less. It's just as easy for source to give you $50,000 as it is for source to give you $1. It's just not as easy for you, us, to receive $50,000. Can you see? Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so anyway, this woman comes to the circle, and that's what she wants, 50 and 50,000. So anyway, we had a private session 2 days or 3 days, 4 days after the circle that she came to. So I go to do the session with her, and she's like, Lori, I was waiting for our session. She's like, but do you know that my neighbor just told me he would give me $2,000? I'm like, well, it's already working. It's already working. She's like, you think that's what it is? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, you're not going to believe this, but his friend actually told me he would give me $2,000 too. I'm like, who are you hanging out with? Could I have your friends? I mean, but this is real, right? So within a week, less than a week, she has $4,000. But here's where the kicker gets in. Within 3 weeks, an ex-client of hers, who she had written off years ago, who never paid her, gave her $50,000 free and clear. Paid her, owed her. That was written off. $50,000 free and clear. Now, do you think that came from her or source? Yeah. Here's where it gets even better. Within another week, she had $50,000 loan from the bank. So within, I think it was 5 weeks or 4 weeks, she had approximately $105,000. 54 of it, free and clear. That's amazing, right? Okay, now we're talking about money, but let me just tell you, I had a person come to a manifestation circle. She came. She was like, I want to meet my soulmate. I want to meet my soulmate. I want to meet my soulmate. Okay, so we did it. I didn't hear from her for like 9 months. 9 months later, she came back to one of my circles. She's like, look at my ring! And I became a theta healer too, Lori. I'll get into that in a second. Okay, so I had somebody come once. She wanted to get an agent. She's an actress. She came, she wanted an agent. Within a week, she had a new agent. I had someone come who really had no money. She needed a new home where she could live in the home and work for no rent. Of course, she had no. This is the funny thing about that. Someone else in the circle from that night, when she shared what she wanted to manifest, called me up and said, there's an ad in the Argonaut for a person to work in exchange for free rent. Do you want to call that lady and tell her? So, of course, I did, and she had it within a week. These are the kinds of things. So I'm just a few examples. By the way, I once manifested a ring. I talked about that in one of these circles. I saw this ring that I wanted in a store. It was $1,100. I was like, well, I'm not going to, buy that ring for $1,100, but I want that ring. A few days later, I was at the Santa Monica farmer's market, and there was the ring. Only it wasn't gold, it was silver. And it wasn't a diamond, it was a crystal. But it looked exactly the same. And it was priced that morning at $125, which at that time was still out of my budget. And anyway, so the guy who was selling the ring picked it up. I was looking at it, I was just like laughing. He's like, I just want to let you know, I marked down the price of that ring today to $29. Of course, I have that ring now. So, you can manifest anything. And the idea about the manifestation part is like to actualize this stuff is really just in the recognition that it's part of the fun and play of being here on planet Earth, which we've all kind of forgotten that that's really what it's about anyway. We're just really a bunch of angels here hanging out, thinking we have physical bodies, and we're here to play, right? So we have to shift ourselves into that energy of knowing. Okay, make sense? Yes. Awesome. All right, so we're going to do a circle, but first I want to tell you about the theta healing part. And I just want to check my time. Okay, good. So we have plenty of time. Well, not plenty, because I can talk for a long time, so I got to make sure I keep this part short. So theta healing, the way that I do it, I was trained as a theta healer. It's Vayana Stiebel is the founder of theta healing. But really, the way that I use it in manifestation is really about accessing the theta brainwave, which that anybody can do. Anyone can learn how to do it. And when you learn how to access your theta brainwave, you're suddenly opened up to the field of intelligence, the field of oneness, the field of everything that exists, which is everywhere anyway. But the idea is if you can access your theta brainwave, you're connected to divine intelligence. Okay? There's no resistance there. When psychics are doing psychic readings, that's one of the ways they do it. The theta brainwave connects brain to brain. It's how telepathy happens. It's how animal communication happens. If I go to a theta brainwave and I'm connecting with the intelligence of an animal, we're doing it theta brainwave. Is this me? Theta brainwave to theta brainwave. Okay.
I knew that was going to happen.
That's all right. I talk really loud anyway.
Little things like that, night and day. We all have our gifts and what we bring to the planet, and mine is to figure out how things work in a very simple way to where you're like, oh, that's it.
Woo-hoo! We do. We all have our gifts. I concur. Okay. Thank you. Am I done? Or is there more, or do I? Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. So much energy, it's starting to pop.
That happens around me. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah,
really?
That's
funny. Yeah, that's so funny. I don't really need to do this but you need it for that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so the thing with the theta brainwave is, first of all, do you guys know the different brain waves? Let me say that really fast. Do you know the different brain waves? No. Okay, so right now, does anyone know what brainwave you're in right now? No. Assuming you're not sleeping. Beta. Yes, beta is active and alert. Okay, what is meditation brainwave? Alpha. Who's heard this before? Who is that back there? Woohoo. Okay, alpha is when you're meditating. Alpha is the brainwave that this is what the alpha's job is. It says like this. Yes. That's kind of all alpha does. Yes. So, you're in an alpha brainwave state when you're in front of the TV, vegging out. So something's on your TV telling you, do you need this drug? Are you depressed? Do you have mesothelioma? And your brainwave is saying yes. You want to be mindful about what you let into your brain. That's your power center here and here, 2 power centers. Okay, so that's an alpha beta. Now, next one, gamma. Okay, did anyone see the movie Men Who Stare at Goats? Okay, in that movie, George Clooney killed a goat with his brain. Did you guys see that? Well, that's what he was using, a gamma brainwave, very powerful brainwave. You can do all kinds of things with gamma brainwaves you can affect planes in the sky, drop down, things like all kinds of stuff like that. I actually teach people how to access their gamma brainwave in my Psychic 2 class. Okay, so that's alpha, beta, gamma. What's sleep brainwave? Delta, when we're sleeping, right? And then there's theta. Theta is the brainwave that connects brain to brain, universal intelligence. A psychic is tuning in. I mean, she or he's using other parts of their body, sensory parts, which if you want to learn more about that, by the way, you can come to my presentation tomorrow. It's a free lecture on psychic gifts and animal communication gifts. But the theta brainwave connects us to universal intelligence. The theta brainwave also tells all cells of your body and being what to do. So it's telling you, cell have cancer, cell have diabetes, cell be dehydrated, cell be rehydrated, cell be joyful. Right? Can you imagine how much power you have to heal yourself when you start to recognize your ability to access that theta brainwave and direct your cells on what to do? That's a big shift, right? Yeah, you want me to just use the hand mic instead? I might be swinging it around a little bit, but... There you go. Woo-hoo. Too loud now? I saw you jump. She was, whoa, wasn't ready for that. Okay, so, is that all right, you guys? You're good with that sound? Okay. So, where was I? Okay, so this is the theta brainwave. So here's the thing. The way we're going to do this manifestation circle is I'm going to lead you in a meditation. We're going to access that theta brainwave, and you're going to feel that. Now, has anyone ever do you ever know of if you've ever accessed your theta brainwave? Anybody in here? Oh, my God, you guys are in for a treat. This is good stuff. Okay, so we do this meditation. I'll lead you through it. And just so you know, when you access your theta brainwave, you really can't float anywhere, fly anywhere, leave your body. It's not astral travel. It's none of that stuff. You're not going anywhere. You're just probably going to feel really like lightheaded. And even if you don't necessarily get it like the first time, you feel like, okay, it's not happening for me, which most people do. I rarely find anyone who can't do it the first time. But if you do find that, don't worry, because sometimes it just means you have to do it once or twice more. And then the only other thing I want to say about that as well is you could sometimes, if you've never done it before, get a headache tonight, which really isn't bad. It's just that you're opening a new part of your brain, accessing a new part of your brain, basically, that you haven't used before, right? So if you get a headache, no worries. And if you don't, well, no worries either, because who wants a headache anyway? So, okay. So we're going to do this meditation now. Is there anyone who doesn't want to do this? Because I just want to make sure, because I'm just, like making it, trying to enhance it for you guys. But the idea with accessing the theta brainwave is that when we do the manifestation process, you now will find that there's no resistance, okay? Because this is what I was referring to earlier, is that when we do regular manifestation, like, okay, I can see it in my mind, I can see myself shaking the hand, signing the contract, getting the raise, walking out, being happy, woohoo, feeling the energy, okay, it's all great, I'm ready, I'm going to, then you're still in your human self, right? You're still in your beta, you're not connected to the field in the same way from a physical perspective. So when we access the theta brainwave, you're now connected to the field. I know I said that before, but I just want to make it. That's really why we do this when we manifest. Make sense? Okay. So can we close the door? Is that all right just for this part? And we'll do about a 15 minutes, okay? Approximately. And so get yourself comfy. I'm probably going to, can I take this chair so I can sit down? And you might even, is there any way we can dim the light a little bit? Is that all right? Thank you. Yeah. So get yourself comfy. You want to have your feet on the floor here. And if we have time, we can even do a little energy around it. It's really great energy. So, just get yourself really comfy. Set your intention that you're going to have a powerful experience that's right for you, uniquely right for you, in your highest and best good. And now as you're just getting comfy, just allow yourself to begin to breathe into your belly. Following the breath as you breathe it in through your breathing apparatus, breathing into your nose and down into your belly, and allowing your belly to expand with the breath as you breathe it in. And as you breathe that breath into your belly, you could even see it as a color if you like with your mind. No right or wrong way. I just want to remind you, no right or wrong way to do this, but you can breathe it in any color you like if you can, if you want to. But definitely, just with your intention, let yourself know that you're breathing in love. That you are breathing in love into your body and allowing that breath of love, whatever that color of love might be, and that you're filling up your belly with that love. And as you breathe the love and let your belly expand with the breath, and then contract as you exhale out your mouth in a comfortable way. And as you connect with this breath and you feel it in your belly, put your mind's attention on the belly so that you can feel that love. And you don't have to move for this. You just put your mind's attention so that you can actually feel your belly with your mind. Feel the love in your belly as you breathe it in with your mind. And now with your mind, begin to move that breath down into your reproductive area, your second chakra. So you're breathing in that love, whatever color the love is, and you're moving it down your body from your reproductive now with your mind's attention, and feel it move down into your tailbone area. So you can actually feel your tailbone with your mind. Still breathing in whatever feels most comfortable way for you, and let that love now start to move down from your tailbone into your thighs, feeling it move down from your thighs into your knees. Feel it move down from your knees into your calves. Feel it move down from your calves into your ankles. With your mind's attention, feel your feet on the ground. No right or wrong way to do this. Now begin to imagine out of your feet huge roots growing. So like the biggest, hugest roots you can possibly imagine coming out of your feet, penetrating through the floor beneath you, going way, way deep down into the earth. So those roots, like the size of a banyan tree, are penetrating through the layers and layers of earth, through the grass and the dirt and the mud and the rocks and the minerals and the sand and the water to the ocean floor, through the empty space into the nickel, and through that into the crystalline core center. So you're just imagining this,
and connecting those roots through the center of Mother Earth, wrapping those roots with your mind, in your mind, in and through the crystalline center of Mother Earth, connecting with Mother Earth's healing abilities. And as you wrap those roots in and through that crystalline center, now allow them to begin to reverse direction. And as they do, let those roots and the energy from the center of the earth come back up towards you. So that energy is penetrating through the layers of earth once again, through the ocean floor, through all of the water, through the sand, through the minerals and the rocks and the dirt and the mud and the grass, back up all the layers of this building and into your feet again. Feel that energy in your feet. Now start to feel it with your mind. Rise up your feet into your ankles, and then into your calves, and then into your knees. Feel it rise up into your thighs. Feel it rise up into your tailbone area. Feel it rise up into your reproductive area, still breathing comfortable breaths, the breath of love. Feel that love rise up from your reproductive area into your belly center again. Feel it rise up into your heart center now, so that you can actually feel your heart as you're breathing, acknowledging your heart. You may notice it beating fast. That's okay. Feel it rise up into your throat center. That energy now in your throat center, your truth center. Feel it rise up now into the center of your brain, so that with your mind's attention, you can feel the center of your brain, and there's no right or wrong way to do this. And as you're breathing, let yourself feel your scalp, and then reach past your scalp towards the roof of this room, the ceiling of this room, past the ceiling of this room energetically, as if you're reaching towards the sky, out of the roof of this building, towards the clouds. Now with your mind's attention, no right or wrong way, past the clouds, go towards the sun and the moon and the stars. And now energetically past the sun and the moon and the stars, go towards all the planets. You can see them in your mind, or just do it with your intention, no right or wrong way. Go past all the planets out of the atmosphere. Go past the atmosphere with your mind's attention into a blackness, a void. Still breathing, and begin to notice what you notice. Notice what you feel in this empty space. Notice what you notice, whatever it is. And now from this place, begin to, with your mind's attention, look for some kind of window or door or light or opening, or even an energy of lightness. Any of those is fine. Anything's fine. You're just intentionally going through this window or door or opening. And let yourself notice the energy as it comes in. And notice the lightness that you're feeling, or whatever it is you're feeling is fine. Now bring to mind something that you intend to manifest, experience. Start with something small, something that you'd like to have. Just like as if you were going to a gymnasium and you wouldn't lift 500 pounds weights on the first day, just start with something like the 10-pounder weight. Something you'd like to have, a new car, or something small that you know is tangible. And with your intention to manifest that here and now, bring it to mind and start to see it in your mind. See the colors that you might see. See the environment that you might see it in. Is it outdoors? Is it indoors? Is it in a room, in a house, in a building, in nature? Where is it? What's going on there? What are the colors? Amplify the colors as you see them. Notice if there are any sounds in what you're manifesting. Notice if there are any sensations. Put yourself in this visualization. See yourself. What are you doing? What are you thinking? Is there anyone else there? And what are they doing? And just see the whole experience. Play it out in your mind and visualize it as clearly as you possibly can, knowing that each time you do, it will intensify for you. And now as you have this visualization in your mind of what you're seeing and noticing, You can notice if there are any animals there. You can notice if there are other people there. And amplify the visual. Start to feel what it would feel like if it was happening right now, if you were there right now. How awesome would it feel? How fabulous. And notice your body, how your body responds, how your body acts. You could even put a smile on your face because your physiology of your body will create the energy. Feel how great it feels right now, having that thing you so desire, you so choose to have. You are choosing and calling to your experience now. You are actualizing it now. As you visualize it, feel how great it feels to have it right now. Feel how joyful you would be right now knowing that you're creating it. Let your entire body feel the energy of excitement, of joy, of anticipation. Amplify it. Feel that excitement. And just hold that for just a few more seconds. And then allow yourself to release it. And as you release it, allow your body to begin to feel a sensation of yes, gratitude. Feels good. Thank you. Knowing that you have just co-created with Source Creator and the universe. Now, as you release that and let it go with this energy of gratitude, take a big breath into your belly. You're still in this kind of generally lightened state. I'm just going to ask you, with your conscious free will, if you would like to know what Creator's perspective is and Creator's point of view is on how lovable you truly are from Creator's point of view and from Creator's perspective, understanding, and definition. This is Theta Healing. If that's okay with you, you can just say yes to that. Creator will do the work. I'll just move the energy. So if that's all right with you, just say yes. Yes, yes, yes. Creator of all that is, it is commanded right here and right now. Show me when it's done. Yes. Feel what you feel. Know what you know. See what you see. Whatever it is, just feel that energy moving and shifting. You might notice it coming in through the top of your head. Let's just amplify it right now, even more. Yes, yes, yes. There you go. Start to let that come in. Now let's fully integrate this love that Creator has for you from Creator's point of view and from Creator's perspective, understanding, and definition. I'm just going to amplify it right now a little more and fully integrate it, Creator of all that is, right here, right now. Show me, show me, show me when it's done. Yes, yes, yes. Guys feeling that? Feels good, right? Now that's when you know you're connected to the field of energy, because you can feel the lightness as it comes in, and you can feel it. Just notice it, moving it through your body. Yes. So would you like to have some joy, like a dose of joy from Creator's point of view and Creator's perspective, understanding, and definition? And make yours one and the same as Creator's on this? Me too. Creator of all that is. Let's do this now. Show me when it's done and complete. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. So you notice this is one of those things you have to say yes to, because, just amplify that a little bit. Yes. Because it's based on free will. Creator will only give you this stuff if your free will is in agreement, right? That's why I ask you to say yes. But as soon as you start to feel this energy, you realize this is like really good stuff. Who would ever say no to it? Awesome. Beautiful. Okay. Guys feeling that? Anyone not feeling it, you can raise your hand. Okay, beautiful. Awesome. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take you out of this meditation soft and sweet and easy. So we're going to reverse the direction and reground you. So remember that window or that door or that light that you went through, whatever it was, and allow yourself to sort of open it up again and go through it again as if you're coming back down into the atmosphere and towards the earth, knowing that you can always go back at any time, whenever's right for you. Allow yourself to remember that empty space, that blackness, that void, and go through that, moving back towards the earth. So you're passing all the planets now with your mind's intention, passing past all the sun, the stars, the moon, back into the atmosphere. And coming back into past all the clouds, back towards Los Angeles, hovering above this own building, and then moving into this room and hovering above your own physical bodies. Just imagine yourself now being blasted down with some beautiful waterfall of white light, just cleansing your energy field. If you can't see it, don't worry, I'm doing it for you. Let that white light just surround you and infuse you with beautiful love, cleansing your field. And now once you do that, allow that energy of you to come back into your scalp. So you can feel your scalp. Now move that energy down into your third eye area, the center of your brain, pineal pituitary glands. Move that energy down now with your mind's attention. No way to do this wrong. Just start to feel your throat center. Becoming aware of your throat center. Now move that energy down into your heart center. Becoming aware of your heart. Breathing into your belly. Move the energy down with your mind's attention. We're going to go all the way back down to the center of the earth so you can fully ground. Move that energy down into your belly center. So you're becoming aware of your belly and your breathing. Move that energy down now with your mind's attention. Feel your reproductive area with your mind. Being aware of your body, being aware of being in your body. Move that down into your tailbone. Feeling your tailbone, feeling yourself seated on your chair. Move it down now into your thighs. Feeling your thighs. You don't have to move your body just yet, but feel that energy move down now into your knees. You're being aware of your body. Move it down from your knees into your calves. With your mind's attention, feel your ankles. Feel your feet on the floor. Remember those roots coming out of the floor, and now we'll go faster. Move those roots. Let them, as if they are a tree coming out of your feet, go through all the layers of the earth, deep, deep down, layers and layers and layers, until they reach the core center of the earth. Those roots wrapping in and through the core center of the earth, the crystalline core, connecting with Mother Earth, scooping up healing energy from Mother Earth, aligning with the energy of Mother Earth, which is what keeps us safe, by the way. Letting that energy rise up the reverse direction, coming back up all those layers of earth again, until you feel it once again in your feet. So now, feel your feet. You can start to wiggle your toes, move your ankles, feeling that energy moving in and through your ankles, up your calves. Feel it rising up your calves into your knees. You can start to move your calves and your knees. Feel it rise up into your thighs. You might even want to tap out your body a little bit if you feel like you want to. Feel it rise up into your tailbone, your buttocks area. You can move your waist, your hips. Feel it rise up into your reproductives, your belly. Breathing into your belly. Begin to stretch out a little. Move that energy up into your heart center. And put your hands on your heart center, holding up all that energy from above and below. All that love that you truly are, that you truly be, that exists within you, without you, around you. It's now all stored up there in your heart. When you're ready, take a really big breath. Stretch out and open your eyes. Woohoo! How you guys doing? That's good energy, right? Did anyone not feel it? Like when I was asking, I didn't see anybody say, but anybody? No? So when we do that in the manifestation and healing circles, by the way, we amplify that energy. I do these manifestation and healing circles once a month, and I do them by teleseminar. So everybody's on the call. Sometimes I do them in person, too, in the LA area. But I used to do them more in person, and I found that I had a lot of international friends and colleagues and clients who wanted to participate, so I opened them up through teleseminar. But we do 3 hours of healing with theta healing, manifesting, and meditating. It's really powerful stuff. And the people, and I do actually also do DNA activations. So I activate your dormant DNA. That's a whole other topic. You do have dormant DNA, and it's waiting to be activated. And when we all activate that, that's when we open up to our true gifts. So anyway, with that, does anyone have any questions? I really want to thank you guys for being here. I love, love, love to do this work. I'm in booth 204. I just want to say, I have like 3 minutes, so if I could just real quick say, by the way, oh yeah, get on my mailing list right here if you want to get invited to some of these circles. And you can, I have a double audio CD on Manifestation Made Easy. You can get that if you're interested. You can get it at the booth 204. These other ones are Learn Animal Communication. I have an Access Your Theta Brainwave meditation, just like the one we just did. But that's at the booth 204. So you can definitely learn about that and participate in the circles. And please join me tomorrow at 5 o'clock as well for your psychic gifts. I will talk about the DNA in there. And your animal communication gifts. How many animal lovers in here? Yeah, spiritually minded animal lovers, come tomorrow. And then on Sunday, I'm leading the panel, moderating the panel on animal communication. That's Sunday at noon, free panel. Okay, so does anyone have any questions before we wrap up? I mean, we're just about done. We have about 5 minutes for questions. Anybody, comments, anything? Oh, my God, thank you so much. I love you guys. I love, love, love to do this work. It's just my joy. I love to share it, and I just thank you for saying that because... yeah, oh yeah, my cards are here. Definitely. You know what, Dawn? Maybe you could just pass those around. They have, I think those ones have the dogs on them, but I have, yeah, because I do everything I do with humans, I do with animals. I do, we're all animals. So, and you can go to my website too. It's LoriSpagna.com. And by the way, if you go to my website and get on my newsletter list where you find out about all this stuff, you'll get a free Juicy Living ebook. But the good stuff is there's a free MP3 on your psychic gifts, how to start using them, what they are, why they're real, and your gifts as an animal communicator, how to start using it right away and why it's real. Does anyone else? Questions, comments? Anyone? Thank you guys so much for letting me do this and for letting me share this stuff with you. I love you guys. Go out and be the love that you are. Woohoo.